Welcome to No Scrub Scrub Club, NSSC. A little TLC inspired, a little medicine inspired, and a whole lot of inspiration from dope people doing dope things.
So, and I say that because I recently saw, I don't know how factual it is. So I'm very careful about putting information out that is not factual, but the suicide rate for Black men has been steadily on the rise. And I think this conversation is germane to Black men as well, because the pressure to live a certain lifestyle, provide in a certain way, have a certain level of masculinity, I think it's confounding and leads to unbearable social pressures, because we as Black men, we don't have the conversation around happiness often or fulfillment often. But if I say to you, yo, we got to hustle, we got to grind, everybody understands that. We can get behind that at 1,000%, you know? But if I say to you, yo, Fred, we have to, like if I have a room full of Black men and I say, yo, we have to be happy, right? There's going to be a pause. I know factually there's going to be a pause, right? We have to be fulfilled. There's going to be another pause, right? So some of the more, I'll call them gentle because I can't find the right word in this moment, but some of the more gentle things gives us pause. And I say us intentionally here because that includes myself. And learning to find happiness in the things that I'm doing, that's been a journey in itself. Even Fred, you and I talking about some of these concepts, that's been edifying for me too. But I think, and I've seen it and understood it and appreciated as a more gentle conversation, you know? So how do we self-care as we go through, you, medicine, me, my PhD, how do we find fulfillment? And that's not forsaking everything that was mentioned. It's not an or, it's an and. And you could still grind. And so it's one is not, it's not one or the other, but how do you infuse it into your journey?
Yeah.
But I love that for you guys. Honestly, I do. I've been learning so much with Fred about just like a lot. Fred has really taught me a lot about giving Black men the space that I feel like they're not given. And giving them a platform that they're not given, or you guys are not given. And so when I hear you talk about this, it's just like, it's heartwarming. So yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. And it's kind of just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, there a lot of times, like when you see so many problems going on in the world, it's hard to kind of like focus on one or just be like, hey, this is kind of what needs to be triaged, or this what needs to be triaged. But I guess once again, going back to that ikigai, like there's that component of just like, how best can I fulfill my role and what gifts can I bring to a certain component? It's not that I am avoiding another topic or avoiding like focusing on an issue, because these issues need to be addressed. However,
right,
where would I best fit myself, and how can I like add myself to the conversation for these other topics, but not be the like leading voice for that. So,
and Fred, to your point, speaking even of leading voice, right? We have a Black woman in this space. I think Black
women.
Black?
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh man. But yes, where was I headed with this? Learning and leading voice. I think Black women have been doing exactly some of what we're talking about here in terms of self-care, and even like some of the conversations that I've mentioned about, you know, happiness. And I'll throw the word in there of love too. I think there's a tremendous opportunity to learn from Black women. Because sometimes I listen to Black women talk to each other, right? And they'll have these robust conversations, you know, and it depends on how close they are. Like when women are close, Black women are close, there's a certain gentleness and love that mobilizes in the conversation, right? And how they check in on each other. I think we can learn a lot from that, you know? Yeah. And there's a lot that's stated and unstated. And I've been very careful to listen. And I think it's fortunate to have Black women in your life with that loving friendship and relationship. And I think there is strength and resiliency that happens in those conversations, and love that happens in those conversations. So as we even as we talk about this, I'm like, well, we've had an example all along, you know, and it hasn't been too far. It's been right there. But anyway, that's that could be a whole other conversation.
Oh yeah. And
don't get me down that path. That's a whole other conversation.
Once again, that goes into like taking in some humility and like being like, all right, I don't know everything. What can I learn from you?
Right.
But like you said, that's going to be part 2.